I made 1,000.
All week they've been cashing.
I have tripled my bankroll.
I feel like you print money over here.
You're the most consistent.
Ain't nobody that's spot on like you, man.
So far, it's been like around 75% hit rate.
You feeding families, man.
PrizePicks, man. He is the fucking man.
What's up, guys? It's B. Wade. I am going to cover my favorite props for the 4 o'clock games this Sunday, November 10th. Guys, there's only 3 games at 4 o'clock. We have the Titans at Chargers, Eagles at Cowboys, and the Jets at the Cardinals, guys. I have found 13 player props, which is way more than normal that you guys need to be looking into playing this weekend. I love these. We have been absolutely cooking on this channel. NFL, NBA, we've been hitting everything. So guys, if you aren't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button real quick, and I'm going to jump into these plays for us. So I'm going to start with Justin Herbert over on his passing yards line. Guys, you see early in the year, new coach, they were really running the ball hard with J.K. Dobbins, but Justin Herbert's really starting to get his swag back. Harbaugh is feeling more confident, letting him cut loose, and he has gone well over this in 3 games in a row. He's covered this 4 games in a row, and it is a cleared upward trajectory that he is on right now for his passing yards. He is up against Tennessee this week, who's number 1 for passing yards allowed, but that's a bit skewed, I'd say, because Tennessee's losing so much that teams end up running the ball a ton in the second half, and so they don't face as many pass plays as your typical team with a 500 or better record would. And so the fact that they're number 1 in passing yards is partly due to their defense, but it's also partly due to them being a terrible team. And so I love Herbert to continue this upward momentum that he has and going over 225 here. Now our second pick, we're running back with Justin Herbert again, and we are taking over his longest pass completion, over 34 yards. Guys, you see here basically the same trajectory that he saw before. Literally improving every game for the past 5 games in a row. It has gotten longer and longer. He's just continuing to cut loose. Harbaugh's letting him air it out a bit more. They are, I guess, I'd say Harbaugh is feeling more faith in Herbert, letting him throw that long ball. Herbert is still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, right? People started to forget that early in the year when they took on the identity of a run-first team, which they still are. But he's been cutting loose a lot more lately, and the results are evident, right? You can see he's gone over 60 yards in 2 straight games. So I like both of those plays for Justin Herbert. Now we are going to look at Jalen Hurts, and I have a few props for him as well. They're up against a Dallas team that not only do they look like shit, but they also don't have Dak Prescott this week. So guys, we are taking his rushing attempts under 10.5. So you look this year, and there's something in common with all 4 of the games he's gone over, right? They were all close games. A 5-point game, a 4-point game here, a 1-point game, and a 5-point game. All close games. You look at the games that they've had blowouts. This one was close and he didn't go over, but right, these 3 games where there were blowouts, and even this one they lost in a blowout, but the blowout games he's not carrying the ball as much because he doesn't need to, right? And so you look at Dallas. Dallas is, I mean, this line, last I saw it, it was at 8. It might even move some more, but I don't expect this to be a close game, and I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to need to use his legs much here. He's not going to put himself at risk, and we're getting this at plus money. It's plus 110. So I love Jalen Hurts to stay under 10.5 rushing attempts, given that I expect the Eagles to win this game pretty easily. We are running it back with Jalen Hurts, and we are also staying under pass attempts, under 25.5. Same trend, right? You look at his last 5 games, and the only game where he went over was a game that they lost, right? This game was close, and so he threw close to it, but he still stayed under at 25. And then these 2, they won easily, and he wasn't even close to it. Passing attempts were 20 and 14. This, they dominated the whole game. This game was close the first half. They ran away in the second half. And then this game, Jacksonville made it close within 30 seconds when they scored a touchdown, and then had a scoop and score literally the next play. So, if the Eagles dominate this game from start to finish, I'm expecting something more like this storyline, where he has probably under 16 pass attempts. So I don't expect anything even close to 25. I really, really like this play. And then our third Jalen Hurts play, I'm going over a touchdown, rushing touchdown. You look, these last 5 games, he has scored 7 rushing touchdowns in 5 games. And he scored in 4 out of the 5. So this just, it feels like a solid play. The Cowboys are giving up just about a touchdown every other week to a quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not your average rushing quarterback. He scores about 4 to 5 times more than your average rushing quarterback. And they're just giving up a ton of touchdowns in general. So I love Jalen Hurts to get a rushing touchdown. Next, we are going to go on to Aaron Rodgers. And this is the last person that I have multiple props for. I have 2 for Aaron Rodgers, and then from there on out, everyone's going to get 1. So looking at Aaron Rodgers, we're going over 21.5 passing completions. There's only been 1 game where he didn't go over that so far in the last 7 games, right? Earlier in the year, they kind of had that run-first mentality with Breece Hall, but they have taken on the passing identity, especially bringing in Davante Adams. They're passing the ball more. This is the only game where they didn't hit that line. You look at Arizona, they have one of the worst passing completion percentages against. Arizona is, their run defense is the strength of their defense. The air is where they get hurt. And when you do this math where they're giving up 69% completions and 32 pass attempts against, they're averaging giving up 22 completions a game, right? And that's exactly what we need. So that's their average. I think the Jets' passing offense at this point is a bit above average with Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson both hitting their stride. And so I like Aaron Rodgers over for this one. And then our second Aaron Rodgers play, I'm taking him over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Same reason, right? Garrett Wilson, Davante Adams, both hitting their stride. Garrett Wilson's a bit more on the outside now, where he used to be a lot more in the slot, but he's catching more touchdowns. And he's gone over this in 6 out of 9 games so far this year. So this feels like a pretty safe play. Now, before I walk through these last 6 props with you guys, I'm just going to point your attention to the bottom of the screen. You see, use code BWADE on Underdog or Better, and they are both going to double your first deposit. They're both hooking us up all the time. Better is giving us discounted player props every day, 2 to 3 of them. Underdog is giving us boosted payouts every day. Guys, you need to have both of these apps in your arsenal when you're putting slips together and putting them in if you want to maximize your payouts. And then as well, I'm giving away a Ray Lewis signed University of Miami jersey on this channel. It's just a way for me to give back. I really appreciate all the support I've had on here, you guys watching, and so I'm giving this away. All you have to do to be entered is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and drop a comment down below. It doesn't matter what the comment is, just throw one down, and I'm going to be doing a randomized drawing this Sunday, November 10th. It's only been going for 10 days, and so there's a pretty good chance that you will be able to win this jersey if you enter. On top of that, guys, if you are interested in my VIP picks, there's a link down below in the description to sign up for those. Guys, I'm giving out a ton of picks every day. We are consistently profitable. We've won money. We've been profitable 33 of the last 34 weeks. If you guys, if you're curious what VIP looks like, there's a playlist on my channel that's titled Testimonials. You can watch any of those videos. Guys in my VIP are making anywhere from $200 to $300 a week to a couple $1,000s a week just by tailing the plays I give out. It's really simple. You get the plays sent to your phone every day via text. You put them in, you win money. So if you're interested in that, check out the link down below in the description. I'm going to jump into these last 6 props that I have for you. Alright, so we're going with Saquon Barkley over 90 rushing yards. Guys, he has been a monster. I'm sure you saw the spin move to the hurdle last week. He is in his prime right now. He is having so much fun playing for not only his hometown team, but a winning team, right? He's just been stuck on the Giants so long, and he's having a blast this year. You see, they're going against a Dallas defense that gives up the 2nd most yards on the ground per game in the NFL. They're giving up 148 a game, and the Eagles are probably going to be dominated this game. So I expect them to continue to run the ball. their offense is going through Barkley right now, right? That's what it's become. He is the focal point of this offense, and so I love him going over 91 rushing yards in this game. Our next pick, we are going with Cooper Rush under 207 passing yards. I expect Dallas to be throwing the ball a lot because Eagles are probably going to be up, but I don't think he hits this line. The Eagles' pass defense is solid. I think they are going to feast on Cooper Rush in this game, and so I don't think he comes close to this number. I'd be surprised if he gets over 150 passing yards in this game. We are staying in that same game, and we're going Rico Dowdle under 42 rushing yards, under 42 and a half. The Eagles' rush defense, again, solid. They're only giving up 86.6 rushing yards a game to running backs, and this game script is not going to be conducive to Dallas running the ball. They're going to have to run here and there just to keep the defense honest, but I don't expect them to be running the ball much, and when they do, I think the Eagles are going to feast on Rico Dowdle. I don't see him going over 25 rushing yards in this game. So, I mean, you look, he was ramping up, but like last week, he only had 12 against Atlanta. He only had 5 carries against Detroit, and honestly, I expect this game to go more like this, 47-9. I think the Eagles are going to blow out Dallas in this game. We have 3 props left, guys, and we're going Garrett Wilson over on receiving yards. He has looked like the man in the Jets, right? He has looked like the guy that they drafted, the primary, like an alpha number 1 receiver. He's gone over this in 4 out of his last 5 games. If you guys saw that catch he had last week against Houston in the end zone, that was prime. Like, that was it. And so, Arizona passing defense is the weakness of their defense, right? They have a better rush defense than they do a pass defense. I think the Jets are going to attack them through the air, and I think Garrett Wilson hits this line pretty easily, especially having Devontae Adams there now. It's a lot harder to focus in on Wilson, so I don't see them keeping him under 80 yards in this game. Coming into the next one, I'm looking at Kyler Murray over 5.5 rushing attempts. And come in here and you look at it, and the Jets are giving up some of the most rushing yards to quarterbacks. Will McDonald on the defensive end, right? He has 8 or 9 sacks so far this year, but that's because all he does is go for sacks. He pressures the quarterback to the point where he doesn't contain the edge, he doesn't set the edge, and quarterbacks are breaking loose on that side really easily. Kyler Murray's already a threat to run the ball, and I think he goes for at least 6 or 7 carries in this game just because of Will McDonald not being able to be consistent and set that edge. I think Kyler Murray cuts loose and goes for a couple big runs in this one. And then our last prop, guys, we are taking Trey McBride over 4.5 receptions. Now, we're taking a bit of a decreased payout on this. It's minus 148. I don't like it at over 5.5. I wouldn't push your luck to get that increased payout. I would stay at over 4.5. I expect him to be right in that 5 to 6 range. And you see the Jets defense gives up right about that 4.7 receptions allowed to tight ends a game. Trey McBride has been a focal point of this passing offense, and he's one of the best tight ends in the league at this point. He's gone over this in all but 2 games so far this year, and I really like him to exceed this 4.5 reception line. So those are our 13 props for this week. Again, guys, Underdog, Better, both doubling your first deposit, an easy way to increase your bankroll. Take $25, $50 off PrizePicks or whatever other app you're using. Throw it on Better or Underdog, get it doubled, and take advantage of all of those promos that they're giving you. Also, Dabble is going to give you $25 for free, no deposit required when you use code BWadePicks. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment to be entered for that free Ray Lewis autographed jersey. And if you're interested in my VIP picks, there's a link for that down below in the description, guys. We are consistently making money there, and I would love to have you as part of the family to start winning with us. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Let's make some money this weekend.